It really strikes me that there's a lot of talk about how important this summit is, and particularly by Angela Merkel, the German chancellor. She has really gone to say this could be dispositive of the future of the Euro bloc. Why is it so critical, this summit?
Well, I think it's important to recognize that while the refugee numbers right now are not critical, they've come down a lot in recent years. Politically, they're back on the agenda. In a number of countries, we have just had a new populist, largely anti-immigrant government elected in Italy. We have obviously a domestic political crisis for Angela Merkel home in Germany. And if there is no solution, or at least the outline of a relatively imminent solution agreed at this summit, I think the basic issue is that Europe will be left without an ability to act if there is a repeat of the kind of sudden migrant inflow that we saw in 2015, 2016. And if that happens, you're going to have the election of a number of Viktor Orbán's, or basically anti-immigrant nationalist, anti-EU political leaders around Europe, and that will ultimately, I think, threaten the very future of the European project.
How likely is it that we will get a solution, given that the Austrian chancellor, who's an immigration hardliner, is expected to assume the rotating EU presidency? Will that help, say, Angela Merkel's case?
Yeah, there's no doubt that this is, in my opinion, one of the factors that means that I believe a solution will be found in the coming weeks and months. I think you're going to see a number of sort of very short-term bilateral deals agreed on the sidelines of this summit between Germany and some of the other EU members. Greece has already apparently declared its interest in doing so. Others will follow. And then the Council's conclusions are basically going to sketch out, in my opinion, the broad outlines of a deal that includes regional disembarkment centers that may mean asylum processing in North Africa, increased funding for external border control and the like, and then leave it to the Austrian presidency for the EU to fill in the details. That will be the salvation for Angela Merkel.